The idea is to help you start writing your story. Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video series, Indicted and Facing Prison Now What? My name is Mark Blatstein, and in 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony and lost my medical license. To call this a life-altering event, which all of you also are going through, is at best an understatement. But with work, though, I was able to get my license reinstated in full back in 2010. And I suppose the lesson or my takeaway is prison is going to be temporary. And in order for you to be prepared to take your first steps outside of prison requires, before you get into that pre-sentence interview, I know this is early, but putting together thoughts for a release plan, a personal narrative, which is your story, and the beginnings of a conversation with your judge. My goal is called an allocution. My goal here in this series is to provide you with the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times, because knowledge and preparation together can help you build back the confidence you need throughout this process. Since you've learned that Department of Justice and FBI have been asking questions, maybe they showed up at your home, or you received a target letter in the mail. Either way, by this time, their case against you is mostly complete, and they have a conviction rate that is bordering on 98%. So delaying to take the next step or burying your head in the sand is not an option and is at your peril. So what do I mean? You need to find an attorney that has experience in practicing federal criminal defense in federal court, because federal courts and state courts run differently and they have different rules of the road, if you will. And then when hiring the team, it just doesn't mean that they'll have experience, because they'll also need to prove a track record of successfully defending cases like yours. And this may come with asking if you could speak with several of their clients. I mean, nobody's happy going to prison, but I'm sure they have clients or their families that would be willing to speak with you. Ultimately, the choices you make today are going to impact you and help you tomorrow. Should you have questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-777-8, as this is your life and your future. I've been through it, and I'm trying to make um, your path much smoother than it need, make it a much smoother process. The purpose is to shake the cobwebs here from your memories so that you can begin to tell your story. From the earliest moments of your childhood to the events where you broke the law and harmed victims, which you'll have to admit, we each have a story to tell. What is yours? And that's important, because right now the Department of Justice has released your indictment. And with you doing nothing, the four corners of that indictment are going to convict you, because you don't sound like the most honest person in the world. You need to put in what makes you human, and judges understand that crimes don't happen in a vacuum. So in preparing for court, it's helpful to be aware of United States Code 355 factors, which will be used arguments in your case. So broadly, they cover the nature and circumstances of your offense that will include your involvement and what brought you to commit the offense, and the history. What is the nature of your history over the years from childhood through to today. It's none of this is meant to be excuses. More, it's allowed if you were in it, if it's a drug case and you were in it growing up in a family where both parents did drugs, or maybe one was a drug dealer, not enough money in the house. You went to school hungry. High school you were able to go to, but you had to drop out and work. If this is your story and you continue it along a similar path like I've laid out, the judge may have sympathy for you. They're going to have to convict you, but they're going to understand that you weren't a criminal, got out of bed one morning and said, I'm going to go commit crimes. The importance is taking responsibility for your actions and demonstrating how you want to work to make amends. And again, this is the very beginning, but you're able to you want to put this into motion and begin to think about it. To engage my services and have your concerns answered, call me today at 240-888-7778. This is my personal cell. I answer and return all calls. Also, if I don't pick up, please leave me a brief message. All this information you can get for free here on my website at pprsus.com. P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, us.com, or known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. I hope you found this helpful, and I'm grateful for you tuning in to listen to the series as we continue. Have a good day.